Good morning, or I should say good afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon. Welcome to Sunday Chat. This is the first of a series of chats that I will probably be doing every Sunday, and we'll see how many people can join in with me on Sunday afternoons. I don't know about every Sunday. Maybe we'll try to do it every other Sunday, but I'm going to leave this open for a minute, see if anybody will join us, and then we will do a little broadcasting and talk about each other's channels. Tell you a little bit about my channel. My channel's name is Side Hustle Sam, and in my channel, I talk about different types of side hustles. So far, I have talked about the side hustle that I do with Airbnb, and I've talked about the side hustle that I do with eBay. I've also talked about Uber and also mentioned the Instacart that I have yet to try. So those are the side hustles that I have discussed on my channel so far. My friend Brainstorm Challenges is trying to earn up to $6,000 so that he can save up enough to put in a down payment for his new home. He doesn't currently own a home, and that is his dream, is to buy a home and to move into it. And so he's trying to save up some money so that he can do that. And I didn't mention it, but I think YouTube could be considered a side hustle as well. He has his own YouTube channel that just became monetized. So he's looking for ways to increase his revenue stream from his YouTube channel, but he's also looking for ways that he can earn additional money through other side hustles. But YouTube is it's a popularity contest, is what it is, and I would say it's a good thing that I'm not dependent on YouTube and the income from YouTube, but it would also be considered one of my side hustles if I were earning any money with it. Right now, my channel is only a little over a year old, so I have a total of 40 videos that are posted on my channel, and obviously I am not monetized. I have less than 100 subscribers. I currently have 85 subscribers and hoping I can get some more. But for me, it's not necessarily about bringing in some money. But even if you get if you get 1,000 subscribers, realistically, look at it. If you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours is what it requires for you to be monetized. And if my understanding is correct, you earn about 1 cent for every minute of viewing that someone does on your channel, or every viewer. I'm sorry, every time your video is viewed. It's not by time. So let's say you have your 1,000 subscribers and you've got your 4,000 watch hours, and you put out a video and you get 100 views. That's a big whopping dollar that you earned. I guess it's better than nothing, but it's exciting to be able to get that many views and for people to actually have a platform that you can talk about things and express your views and opinions on. That's the cool part about it for me. Like right now, I'm talking about YouTube. I'm also talking about my side hustles. So I have a platform that I can actually talk about things that are of interest to me. And YouTube is of interest to me. And if it does, one day get monetized, that would be great. But if it doesn't, it's okay too. I'm doing it for my entertainment. I'm doing it for your entertainment, and I'm doing it for my kids may one day want to look at my videos and see what's going on, and how different I look as I get older. So a lot of these YouTubers are in their early 20s, so they may be doing YouTube for 10, 15, 20 years. So you'll actually be able to watch them as they get older. Not every channel that I watch is related to reselling or necessarily related to something that I want to be doing myself. I watch some YouTubers that do videos about building a house and living in it, or living off grid, or living in camper vans and that sort of thing. There's several different genres of YouTube videos that I am interested in. I would like to get a camper and to go out and do a little bit of sightseeing of the United States, because frankly I haven't been. I, I I've been some places, but I haven't really been a lot of places as far as just getting out and vacationing. I did go to Oklahoma about 4 years ago. No, wait a minute. This was 12 years ago that I went to Oklahoma. So it's been a while since I've been uh, on a vacation outside of the state to just go and visit and have a good time. Other than that, with my military, I did live outside of the state. I've lived outside of the state uh, I've lived in Kansas, in Wichita, Kansas, in the Air Force. I also lived in a foreign country for 3 years while I was in the Air Force. I lived in the Philippines at Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines. So, I've had a little bit of experience with areas outside of where I live now. And I grew up in Alabama, left Alabama when I was about 19 to join the Air Force, and was gone for a considerable period of time where I lost my accent and actually began to hear people's accents. But guess what? It came back, because I've been back in the state of Alabama since 2000. When did I come back to Alabama? Uh, See, I got out of the Air Force active duty. I went in the Air Force in 1988. Got out of the Air Force active duty in 2000. No, wait a minute. Active duty 91 is when I got out of the Air Force active duty. And then I went back to school, went to college using my GI Bill, and went to Troy. That's when I went to Troy University in Dothan, at the Dothan campus, and went there for 4 years. Got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. So, if you have joined the channel, I see that we do have one watcher. If you would identify yourself and say hello, I would look forward to hearing from people, and hopefully some more will join. This is an impromptu live stream that I'm doing here on StreamYard. This is actually the second live stream that I've done. The first live stream was only a few days ago. Just have really learned how to use StreamYard and do these live streams from StreamYard. So, getting back to my experience of being outside of this state and outside of this area where I live, I kind of, once I got out of the military and went to college and got my college degree, I found that just having a college degree in itself doesn't guarantee, a job. So I took some positions that I could take. I was interested in law enforcement at the time, as being full-time law enforcement officer, and I actually did get that opportunity to be a full-time police officer for a little while. Up on, hey, Jim, why don't you leave a comment in the comments section? I see that you sent me an instant message on Messenger. Good to know that you're watching. Hope everything is going well in Mississippi. Jim is the creator of Airbnb host blacklists on Facebook, and he also has his own YouTube channel where he talks about Airbnbs, which I like. I like to do the Airbnbs. I don't like to deal with some of the guests, but I guess that's all part of it. And sometimes Airbnb is not the most understanding. So dealing with their customer service, and I'm not against people who can't speak English very well, but if you're going to be in customer service and you're going to be talking to people who speak English, the English language, you need to, number one, be able to speak the English language well enough where people who speak the English language can understand you. And then secondly, you need to be able to understand the English language. And when I tell you something, you need to be able to understand what I'm saying. So enough of that. I'm not on here to get negative. I'm all about being positive, like my friend on Brainstorm Challenges is all about the positive and being positive. So I like that. But I came back to my state of Alabama to go to college in 1991 when I got out of the Air Force. 91 is when I got out of the Air Force. And got my college degree, and then moved around the state a little bit. Worked as a foster parent, a house parent at a children's home up in North Alabama in a town called Coleman, Alabama. There was a group home there called Child Haven, and Child Haven is sponsored by the Churches of Christ, which I'm also a part of. But anyway, the Child Haven group home was a campus, and there were 5 different homes on the campus, plus a big main building, which used to be the orphanage. It was called Goodfellows Orphanage or Oddfellows Orphanage, if you're familiar with Oddfellows. Jim, you might be old enough to remember to know what Oddfellows are. I don't think there were any Oddfellows actually in operation in our lifetime, but you may be familiar with that. So I worked there for about 2 years, close to 2 years, and then transferred up to North Alabama in a town called Boaz, and worked as a police officer in the town of Geraldine. Geraldine is a very small rural area. The mayor of the town at the time, his name is Mayor Wilbur. We'll just call him Mayor Wilbur. He liked to go out to his mailbox, which was a good little pace from the front of the road where the road was, but you could see the frontage of his house. But he would go out there in his tighty-whities every morning to go pick up his newspaper and get his mail. And I always thought, man, I am working in the boondocks, in the sticks, and it's just very different there, considering what I grew up with. I grew up in the city. It's kind of a rural area, country area, so he would go out there, and I'd be driving by patrolling, and I'd see him. I'd wave to him, and he'd be out there in his tighty-whities picking up his newspaper. So, Jim, do you have any questions, or is there anything that you want to talk about? Or are you just going to watch and be silent? This is a live stream after all. It's intended for people to talk besides just me, or to ask questions, or to bring up topics to talk about besides just me talking. And according to this, let's see, how long have I been talking? 14 minutes and 15 seconds. So anyway, left Boaz and moved to a town not too far from here. It's called Salem, Alabama, which is close to Phoenix City, where I worked. That's where I began my job with the state, and I'm not going to go into details about what state agency I work for because I don't want to dox myself, but that's when I started working for the state, and that's been 23 years now, and in February it'll be 24 years. So I've got just a little bit over a year and a half left before I will be eligible to retire. Not saying that I'm definitely going to retire, because I had already considered doing that earlier, but I changed my mind on that. But I'm going to stay as long as I am able to make a decent living and still enjoy what I'm doing. But then I did leave Phoenix City and lived in a little town called Hurtsboro for a minute. I'd say a minute. It was about 2 years. And finally moved up here to Montgomery in 2007. So I've been living here probably longer than any other place that I've lived throughout my career and my adulthood, actually. Montgomery is an interesting town. It's a population of about 400,000 people, and that means that for my one side hustle where I do eBay, it is really good for going yard selling during yard selling time, and the thrift stores and Goodwills seem to have a pretty good selection of items to choose from as well. So the thing with the Airbnbs, I think anybody could have a successful Airbnb here in Montgomery. And the reason I say that is because you have Maxwell Air Force Base, you have at least 7 or 8 major colleges and universities here in the city. You've got Auburn University at Montgomery, you've got AUM, you've got several different ones. I'm trying to think of some names. There's Troy University is here. There's Troy University here in Montgomery. And I'm trying to think of the one that is close to here, Huntington. It's sponsored by the Methodist churches. So Huntington College, that's actually where my wife went to get her master's degree. So she graduated from there. I went to the University of Alabama for my master's degree and got a master's degree in social work, which I needed for my job. So anyway, there are pockets of Montgomery that there seems to be higher crime than others. There are pockets of Montgomery that seem to be quieter areas, nicer neighborhoods, less crime. I think that sometimes that you have the different neighborhoods also connecting with each other in different parts of this area. So if you just joined the live stream, please leave a comment or ask a question. Or if you want to start a topic of conversation, let me know and we will talk about it. Okay, so Oxford Superhost, he says, I have been watching on Apple TV for all your live streams and can't comment there. So I opened YouTube on my laptop. Okay. Well, thank you, Jim, for opening up YouTube on your laptop. What do you want to talk about today? Jim is my good friend that I have never met. He is a YouTube friend, and I look forward to meeting him one day. He lives in Mississippi and runs Airbnb there in Mississippi. So if you want to talk about anything Airbnb related, or if you want to talk about a different topic, that would be good too. But I do see that there are 2 people watching, so I don't know who the other person is. So I'll give Jim just a second to come up and add some flavor to the conversation. Okay, so Jim said that he had a guest check out this morning. they're about to go over and clean and spend the night. You're going to spend the night there in the Airbnb, or the other person is my Apple TV. Lol, LOL. So, are you going to spend the night in the Airbnb tonight, or are you saying you have another guest coming tonight, Jim? By the way, Jim is in Oxford, Mississippi, and they have a major university there called, it's the University of Mississippi, right, Jim? I have never spent the night. Jim says, yes, we want to enjoy our short-term rental for a change. So, Jim, I have never spent the night in one of my Airbnbs. I ought to do that sometime. It's only like 3 streets over. Well, one of them is 3 streets over, and the other one is very close by. So I ought to go do that. And when I have a night where there's vacancy and then nobody is staying there, I ought to go spend the night in one of my Airbnbs. Jim, do you ever consider, do you ever want to open up another Airbnb, or are you just content with having one? Jim is an Oxford Superhost. He is actually a Superhost with Airbnb, with the Airbnb that he runs there in Oxford, Mississippi. And that's where he gets his channel name. So if you ever want to visit him, Jim, feel free to leave a link to your YouTube channel on here. Just happy with the one. So I see now we have 4 viewers. I know some of you may be watching on TV and can't comment, but if you can pull out your phone and can make some comments or start a conversation, I would welcome any conversation and any topics that you would like to discuss or any questions that you might have. Jim is our resident expert, Oxford Superhost. He's our resident expert with Airbnbs. I have been running Airbnbs, my 2 Airbnbs. I just closed one. I had 3. I think 3 was a little bit too much for my housekeeper. We had a little issue with a hair in the bed, and the customer, the guest, messaged about 2 o'clock in the morning. Never did contact me directly, but he messaged Airbnb and got a complete refund for his stay, and then left. Jim says on his channel he's going to expose a marketing funnel scam from the author of Short-Term Rental, Long-Term Wealth. That would be great. Jim, would you be interested in coming on with me and talking a little bit about that now? I would be interested in having you on if you know what, I've never had a guest on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring you on, figure out how to bring you on here. Oh, you don't have the tech to do that. Okay. I understand. So who else do we have on here? I would like to see you try doing eBay sometime, Jim. I know you're focused on just doing Airbnb. Sometimes it's good to focus on just one thing and not try to do too many things, because you can do one thing really well, or a bunch of things just halfway, or even not even halfway. But I do have a lot of fun with the eBay, because I like to go out to the yard sales and find the different items to buy, and then and checking to see how much those are worth. The video and audio quality on this live stream is the best so far. At first it was blurry. So at the beginning when you first joined, my live stream was blurry. But if I had to make my living on eBay, I think I could, but it would be a struggle. It would be a real struggle. With eBay, it's all about how much you're listing and how often you're listing. Most of the eBay sellers say that you should list at least 5 items a day in order to get the algorithm going. Yes, the first live stream a couple of days ago was a little bit blurry. I think I know what was going on with that. I am in a different room this time. There's a brick wall between me and the room I was in last time, and my equipment for doing live streams, my internet stuff is all in this room here. So that's probably why. I do have one of those little devices that you plug into the wall that's supposed to increase your internet speed. And I need to figure out where I have that in this house. I think I have it plugged into one of the bedrooms, and I need to get that moved into the other room and then see how it does. Wow, we have 6 people in this live stream now. It'd be great if some of y'all would speak up because I'm running out of topics to talk about. You may need to. Jim from Oxford Superhost says might need to get a faster internet speed. I don't know what service you use there in Oxford, Mississippi, but here in Montgomery we have 2 options. We have WOW and we have Charter Spectrum, and I don't consider either one of them to be very good. Um, but they're both expensive, that's for sure. But I tell you what I did, Jim, with the Airbnbs. Before I closed them at the end of the year, I closed all of my Airbnbs, all 3 of them. I did remodeling on one of them, and the other one just stayed closed because I had a longer term guest that was staying there for 3 months. Ended up doing a lease with that guest and did pretty good. Hey Ben, how are you, nephew? Sandra Smith. Sandra Smith? Sandra. Oh, Sandy. Okay. I was like, who is Sandra? I'm not used to seeing Sandra. Hey, Sandy, how are you today? That's my niece by marriage, and this is Ben. He's my nephew by marriage. How's everything going down there in Enterprise? Like I said earlier, if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to start a topic of discussion, please feel free to. I would like to have a chat with you guys. But getting back to what I was talking about with the Airbnbs, before I closed them, I had full-blown cable where you're paying a whole lot of money every month. I was paying $175 a month for the cable. Hey, Kim. Hey, Kim. How are you today? Got the whole family. All right. This is my sister-in-law. Good to see you, Kim. Are you watching it on TV or are you watching it from your cell phone, Kim? But I had the full-blown cable in the Airbnbs, and it was pretty expensive. I was paying, close to $200 for each house, and there was 3 Airbnbs. So I was putting out a lot of money, but when I reopened them, I decided, well, most people, I think the whole family's watching the stream. Great. Hey, Brad. That's my brother, Brad. Enterprise Signature Properties. He owns a manufactured living mobile home community in Enterprise, and it's called Enterprise Signature Properties. Hey, Brad. Good to see you. We had a good worship service this morning. I hope yours was as well. So I decided when I reopened the Airbnbs that I would not pay for that expensive cable anymore. And so what I decided to do is just do internet. And I think most people don't pay attention to the internet. I mean, they don't watch the cable TV when they go and stay at Airbnb anyway. And so Oxford Superhost left you a message, Brad. He said you own a tornado bait. Okay. And Kim says we are all watching your channel as a family on the big screen. So you must be on your cell phones making comments from your cell phones. So are you at the house? You're at the house, Kim? But anyway, my internet is now running about $55 to $60 a month, and the internet at Magnolia Place is high speed, and I think it will work just fine. Most people, if they have cable at home, they can go to CBS, ABC, NBC, or any of the others, and start, put in their login information and watch their cable channels from any internet connection. So I'm going to try this for a while and see what kind of feedback I get. And hopefully it'll save me money. I'm going from paying almost $200 a month for the internet to down to about $55 to $65 a month. So that's a pretty good savings. All right, so let's do Oxford Superhost Jim in Mississippi said, let's do an Airbnb challenge. You spend the night in one of yours and I will mine, and then we compare notes about if we could sleep well or not, and etc. That sounds great. I might do that. The Airbnb I have that's called Magnolia Place, I had a guest one time tell me that it was haunted, and I've had a few situations there when I've heard noises that I couldn't explain, and I got a little creeped out and had to leave. I don't know if I could spend the night in that one, but I think I could spend the night in the one called Pine Place. But you know what, Jim, with Oxford Superhost, I think I will take you up on that. And you're going to do a video of your stay like you're staying at somebody else's on your YouTube channel, Jim? Hey, Kim. Yeah, you're watching an Enterprise from home. So I'm like the big superstar on the widescreen now. I'll have to post this to my channel and then you can watch it later when you have more time. All right, so we've got all these folks on here. Certainly you all have some questions or some topics of conversation that you would like to talk about. Not this time. Good idea. Oh yeah, you're not going to do a video this time. What's the most restrictive rules in the Airbnb? Jim, I want you to help me with this, but I'm going to answer here just a little bit. I think one of the most restrictive rules, and this is a good one, I have no problem with this rule, is if you're going to have a camera, you have to disclose that to your guests. If you do not disclose it, if you have a camera and you do not disclose it to your guests, you can be removed from the Airbnb platform and banned for life and never be able to use the Airbnb platform again. So, Brad says super dude hustle and new regulations. So, Oxford Superhost says at Ben Smith, depends on your local government. If you are in a woke city, my friend Jim has a great sense of humor. He talks about the woke people, and you know who he's talking about. But if you're in a woke city, then there are lots of rules and fees. I guess I am in a woke city because I don't have any rules imposed on by the city, but I do have uh, Airbnb host fees that I have to pay. It's called occupation tax, and it's the same tax that the hotels have to pay whenever guests stay in hotels here in the city of Montgomery. But getting back to the cameras, Oxford Superhost Jim has a camera on the front of his Airbnb, and I think cameras are good. You do have to disclose it. I think they are really good to help host to prevent parties. You're able to see who's coming in and going out of your Airbnb, but you definitely have to disclose it. Jim says Oxford, Mississippi is the most Airbnb friendly town in all of Mississippi as well. How far are you from Laurel, Mississippi, Jim? Looks like I lost some people. The Smith clan must have started to log out. They're probably just watching me on TV now. It's like I was saying, I think any town where you have a major university is going to be a very host friendly town, most friendly town for Airbnbs. He doesn't know how far he is from Laurel, but I think as long as they can get their tax money off of you, they're going to be happy to allow you to continue to do your Airbnb in the town. I know our fees are not cheap here, and they get a good little portion of the amount that I earn through Airbnb. Jim says he's going to switch from the Canary Flex camera to another brand. Um, Another thing Jim does that I thought was really good is he has Jim. Maybe you can talk about or add to information about what type of door key code thing that you have that is keyless entry, where you just enter a code into the door and go in. Mine is a cheapo um, keyless entry that I got from Home Depot, and I can change the code, but I have to do it manually. But Jim can do it from his cell phone, so he's able to change the code. He can be out of town, out of state, out of the country, as long as he has an internet connection. He can change his code anywhere at any time. So if he has a guest that he needs to get out, I guess, and they are haven't left or refusing to leave, and then when they all leave, then he can just change the code. They can't get back in. And the good thing about doing Airbnb is they're not entitled to any kind of um, landlord tenant. Um, what do you call it? Landlord tenant laws. They're not entitled to any of the benefits that come along with the landlord tenant laws, which require landlords to do certain things and tenants to do certain things. But Brad says, "What is that lamp? What's that lamp behind you?" It's I don't know how to describe it. It's got a little lamp on the bottom, and see, this is a little lamp on the bottom that shines down, and then it's got a bigger lamp here on the top. But it's like a lamp / table. I like it. And the Jim says I only use a Schlage smart lock, and he said he's never had a problem and used the app to change codes from multiple different countries. Wow, that's great. I know you were talking one time on your Airbnb YouTube channel where you were talking about having some issues with the Schlage lock, but I guess that has been addressed and corrected. Yep, you see the Uncle Sam bank behind me. That's that Uncle Sam bank I picked up at a yard sale. It's one of the nicer ones. I'll show it to you. When we were kids, we had little plastic Uncle Sam banks like this that were the cheapo kind, but this is the actual metal Uncle Sam bank, and you put the penny in here in his hand. Let me see if I got a penny I can put in here. I don't even have 2 cents to rub together. Here we go. So you put the penny in his hand. See, he's got his penny. Hit the little button in the back, and he drops it right in. Isn't that cool? I also have an Uncle Sam. I mean, not Uncle Sam, but E.T. And he's always sticking his finger out at people. I took the batteries out so it wouldn't be corroded or anything, but he's got a little heart light that lights up. It's the cutest thing you ever saw. The heart light lights up. His finger lights up here at the tip. His eyes open and close, and his head goes up and down. But he's got his little hoodie on. All right, so Jim says that was the Wink Smart Home Hub that he was having trouble with. It was always having problems, so he replaced it with the Schlage. Where do you get the Schlage, Jim? Where can I get one of those? Yep. Ben, where this office is located, where I'm located at the world headquarters here, is down the street from Haynes Ambulance Company. Now, I hope I haven't doxed myself, but Haynes Ambulance Company is a good ways from here, a little ways, probably about a mile from here. But the ambulance are always coming up and down. The Uncle Sam and E. Oh, you like the Uncle Sam and E.T. I wonder if I could put some batteries in here and let you see E.T. I got this E.T. at a yard sale also. I paid up for it. I paid too much for it. But I thought it was pretty cute. I thought it was cool. And so I got it. Give me just a second. I'm going to get a little screwdriver. All right. Hope I didn't lose anybody. So you're going to get to see E.T. in action. Sandy, you'd be surprised what you can pick up at yard sales. It's a lot of fun. And when you're a reseller like me, well, looks like we got some more people joining. But when you're a reseller like me, some of the things you don't need and you can sell, but some of the things you like and you keep, which can be good or it can be bad, because then you turn into kind of a hoarder. Let's see if we can make him talk. Jim says, what happened to those CB radios you bought months ago?
Oh.
On eBay. Well, Jim, we'll let ET stay with us for a little while. Jim, we still have those CB radios. Just like you predicted, they have not sold. ET, phone home. They have not sold, Jim.
Ooh. Love, pet, always.
This is actually a vintage toy from 1987 when ET first came out. And I have it listed on my eBay if anybody wants it. It's only $99. I listed it high because I don't want to lose it. I want to keep ET.
Maybe tickle my head, please.
He asked me to tickle his head.
Oh. 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 Oh.
I want to see him. His little finger lights up here on the tip. That is not his middle finger, Brad. He only has 3. He's an alien. He's not like us. See, that's his thumb. And that's his first finger. He's doing it like that. So, Ben, I think you need to get on my store and get this for Sandy immediately. And if you don't have the link to my store, I can get it for you. Because Sandy definitely likes this ET. But ET is from the 80s.
Pet makes ET very happy. More later. Oh.
You like this, Jim? ET says home phone, not phone home. That is interesting, Ben. All right, so my co-star is on here with me.
World so beautiful.
No, I don't have any. I don't have any Star Trek merchandise, Ben. Sorry, Sandy. I don't have any Star Trek goodies or merchandise. Looks like ET went to sleep. He's motion censored. You can wake him up by moving around in front of him. I took his batteries out, though. but he is. This is actually a real jacket. This was Elliot's jacket, if you remember the video, the movie. And it'll actually come off of him. You can see his little alien body. I think he's. Woke him up.
Oh.
I can't remember E.T. is a Disney product. If he is, I'm boycotting. No, I don't think he is. I don't think so.
Whoa.
Let me look at the bottom of this.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see that or not. E.T. Universal Studios. And this one is actually dated 2000, so I was wrong. It's not a 1988 artifact. So this one is, it's as old as you, Sandy, almost.
So beautiful. Oh, sleepy.
All right, you're going to have to go to sleep and stay asleep because I'm tired of listening to you.
Oh.
All right, so I'm taking the batteries back out of ET so we can. What gender is ET? Oxford Superhost says. Oxford Superhost said, what gender is ET? All right, so nobody look on your phones. Let's get some guesses going on. And whoever is right gets a 10% discount on ET. All right, so we'll give you, yeah, he took a nap, Sandy. We'll give you about 2 minutes to tell us what gender is ET. All right. 1 minute is gone. You got 1 more minute. Oh, wait a minute, Sandy. You must have looked it up. You did. Ben, tell me, did she look it up? Because you're in there with her. Brad, you looked it up too. That's right. Gender neutral. Ben says if ET was in 2022, it'd be non-binary with green hair and it'd be illegal to call him an alien. Because the woke community now, yeah, the woke community would tell you that it would not be appropriate to assign a gender to him. Brad. So yeah, he's gender neutral. I guess that was the start of the woke community. We need to do Jim, we need to do a story about that. E.T., the start of the woke community. Gender neutral. That's where the gender neutral bathrooms came from. That's when, see, E.T. could use Gertie's bathroom or he could use the little boy's bathroom. So, or did he even have to use a bathroom? Did he wear a diaper? I don't think I ever saw him wear it. You couldn't get a diaper that shape anyway. That wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't be possible to get a diaper big enough for his hiney. So, anyway, looks like I've been on here almost an hour. So, I think I'm going to close out in just a little bit. Before I do, I want to give y'all the opportunities. If you want to talk about anything, or if you have any questions, to do that now. By the way, this is the second live stream that I've ever done. Jim says that he's now set me up for lawsuit threats. Yeah, he's always getting in trouble talking about the woke community. Jim, what is that one website that you highlighted that was like an alternative to Airbnb that had obviously men dressed like women on its commercial? What's the coolest thing in my inventory? I would say the ET. I would definitely say the ET is the coolest thing in my inventory. I do have another item. Let me show you this. Okay, do you guys remember see if I can get it to come this far. Do you remember the Who's on First? Abbott and Costello. I've got Abbott and Costello here. I'm gonna have to turn it because I'm not gonna be able to show it to you unless I turn this thing.
Well, Costello, I'm going to New York with you. You know, Bucky Harris, the Yanks manager, gave me a job as coach for as long as you're on the team. Look, Abbott, if you're a coach, you must know all the players. I certainly do. Well, you know, I never met the guys, so you'll have to tell me their names, and then I'll know who's playing on the team. Oh, I'll tell you their names, but you know, strange to me seem to give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names. Funny names? Strange names, pet names, like Dizzy Dean. Oh, that's Daffy Dean. I'm your first cousin, friend. Good place. Good Dean. No, I see. Well, let's see, we have on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second. I don't know who's on third. That's what I want to find out. I say, who's on first, what's on second. I don't know who's on third. Are you the manager? Yes. You want to be the coach too? Yes. You know the fellow I should. Well, then who's on first? Yes. I mean the fellow who? The guy on first. Who? The first base. Who? The guy playing first. Who's on first? I'm asking you who's on first. That's the man's name. That's whose name? Yes. We'll go ahead and tell. That's it. That's who? Yes. Who's on first baseman? That's right. Who's playing first? That's right. When you pull off the first baseman every month, who gets the money? $3 of it. All I'm trying to find out is the fellow's name on first.
All right. So that's enough of that. You've heard this before, I'm sure. That's one of the cool things in my inventory also. But I actually don't have Abbott and Costello listed on. So I guess technically Abbott and Costello wouldn't be in my inventory. But I like it. He's supposed to have a little baseball bat. I don't know which one is which. Which one is Abbott? Which one is Costello? Y'all tell me. That's another trivia question. If you can get it, I will. If you can get it correct, I will sell Abbott and Costello to you. Which one is Abbott and which one is Costello? Is Abbott the one with the mustache, or is Costello the one with the mustache? One more look. See. Which one is Abbott? Which one is Costello? Okay. So if you can get that correct, the tall one what? The tall one Abbott, the tall one Costello. And if you can quote that whole Who's on First thing, then you get a prize. But he says Abbott is the tall one. Is that correct? Anyway, the other thing I was going to tell you about eBay and buying and selling is if you have a tendency to have too many things already, it is not good. It is not good. Who agrees with Brad that the tall one is Abbott? Who agrees? So you end up with some pretty cool things, and you end up with a bunch of things that are maybe considered cool, but also you end up with too many things. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably pull out a couple of tables one Saturday. I won't be getting rid of Abbott and Costello. Jim, Fab Stays. Yeah, y'all check that out. Check that out. Fab Stays. Let's see if we can show you. Y'all will get a big kick out of this. Let me look it up real quick. All right, here we go. Jim did a video about Fab Stays that I was rolling. I was absolutely rolling on the floor. It was so funny. Okay, here we go. Hold on. I'm fixing to see if I can. No, that's not the commercial that Jim, I've got to find this commercial because I've got to play it for him. Oh, they got a Fab Stays mobile, Jim. How about that? It's fabulous. Hold on. I'm going to share it with y'all. Let's see if I can.
Last year I went through a tornado.
Nope, that's not it. I just shared it, but I don't know where I shared it. I hope I didn't put it on my Facebook. I definitely don't want that on my Facebook. Okay. They threatened to sue Jim because he talked about Fab. Y'all are already looking up Fab Stays, I'm sure. But they threatened to sue Jim, Oxford Superhost, because he made a video about them. And some of the things that he said were not politically correct to the woke community. So, Jim, you got to do another video. See if I can. All right, for my family who wants to learn more about Fab Stays, I'm going to attach a link here. Guess what? Fab Stays are Disney employees. I know Disney is. How do you say it? How do you say it? Well, it's too complicated for me to figure out how to show you this, and it's really not worth it because Fab Stays is not fabulous by any means or any stretch of the imagination. But you can only imagine. You can only imagine. Jim showed a video on his YouTube channel of their Fab Stays commercial where this male in drag was dressed all in pink and and they were advertising to stay at these Fab Stays, which is like YouTube just so they're the woke community is getting on to Jim because he just got blocked in his chat with me and had to go to his phone to comment. It's because he used it. So you posted the URL for the Fab Stays on here, or tried to post that? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. uh, so I'm surprised that you didn't get kicked off of YouTube for that, Jim, because that was counterculture. That was, as Ben says, cancel culture. And it was inappropriate for you to post something like that on your YouTube channel and make fun of those people. All right, Brad, you're going to get me kicked off of YouTube. I can only imagine what it is like in your living room right now. I guess people are probably laughing back and forth or having a good time. YouTube sent him an email saying that they won't take down the video, but advised me to do so. Sandra, did you check it out? So the Fab Stays is they're trying to take over for like Airbnb, except it's for the LBGTQ community. And it's like Jim said, they put the Q. No, that's Brad said that they put the Q in LGBTQ. They're gay, but they're not happy. All right. This is a lot of fun. Jim, I tried to go to that same video that you posted on your YouTube channel, but I can't find it. That is the most hilarious video that I have ever seen. It looks like drag on Broadway or something, and they're all in pink, and it's just ridiculous. Why would someone be attracted to stay in a place because somebody is dressed or somebody is very open to that lifestyle? There are no Fab Stays hosts in Mississippi, last I checked. Yeah. There's not a lot of woke people in Mississippi, too, either, is there? And Ben says, correction, LGBTQIA. I don't understand that. Oh, IA plus? You're going to have to explain that, Ben. I don't understand it. I took it down to make another one with the threats included. Did you make another one, Jim? Because I don't remember seeing a second video about Fab Stays. You had a very good background story of your time in the military and your friends taking you downtown to a bar that you did not realize was a special kind of place with special kind of people. They add a new letter every day. Is that what that QIA plus is? I wish that I could bring some of y'all onto the live stream. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna see if I can send y'all some. I'm gonna see if I can bring some people on. I'm trying to see if I can copy a link where you can join the live stream, but I'm not sure I know how to do that. Copy to clipboard, copied. Okay, let's see if it will let me put it on here. Ben says, I wish someone would explain it to me. They add a letter every time. Joe forgets his sentence. I don't know if I should say, don't get me started on Joe Biden. Joe Biden, Surgeon General. Is that a male or female, the Surgeon General? That's just the only question I have. Well, do y'all hear that thumping in the background? That's someone driving by my house or by this office here. He is transgender and ugly. All right, so I have been on here long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast. But I want to thank you all for joining me on this. I've enjoyed chatting with you all, and I appreciate you joining, Jim. The rest of you all are related to me, and you count in a very special way. So I appreciate y'all coming on. Oops, got something in my eye. And sharing the afternoon with me. And Jim says we'll be back out reading the mail. That's what he ends all of his broadcasts with on his YouTube channel. So, Jim, why don't you post a link to your YouTube channel before we all get off of here so that my family can check out your videos and subscribe to your channel? That's CB Talk Radio. Oh, Jim does have another YouTube channel, which is a radio station. He runs a radio station. It was great talking with you two. Ben, bye. And thanks for joining me. It was good talking with you too, Kim. I'm glad that you got a chance to join us today. It was really fun. This is the second live stream that I've done. I probably will try to do a live stream every Sunday afternoon about this time. So if anyone wants to join me for future live streams, I should be on about this time on Sundays, this would be a good time to do one. Most people are not at work, and a lot of folks are just sitting around doing nothing, which is what I'm doing. So, Jim, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes to add your link if you want to add that. If not, I'm going to go ahead and close it out in about 60 seconds. If you're trying to add your link and you just haven't had a chance to do it yet, just let me know if I need to hold on just a minute longer. Okay, so Jim added his link. I don't see it, but he said he added it. So y'all go check him out. He's real funny. You'll enjoy listening to him. Not just talking about Airbnbs, but he has a lot of commentary, and he adds a special flavor to his videos. I enjoy watching him. So y'all take care. It was good talking to you, and I enjoyed doing this live stream today, and we will see you all on the next one.